Hi, my name is Cal Warner, and I'm an attorney with the law firm of Searcy, Denny, Scarola, Barnhart, and Shipley in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm here today to talk to you about Bayer's birth control pills, Yaz, Yasmin, and the generic equivalent, Ocella. If you're watching this video, you probably already have some interest or concern about Yaz, and I'm going to attempt in a few minutes today to answer some of the questions you might be asking yourself. What's amazing about the Yaz story is that 8 years ago, there was no birth control pill or system known as Yaz, Yasmin, or Ocella. Yasmin was first introduced to the market in 2001. Today, Yaz, Yasmin, and Ocella are Bayer's largest selling prescription medication. So just in 8 years, this multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical drug manufactured by Bayer has launched all the way to the top, and it is their #1 seller today. You might ask yourself a question, how does that happen? Well, most people would think for a drug to do that, it would have to provide some miraculous new benefit, or be easier to use, or be cheaper, or work better than other drugs that provide exactly the same thing as birth control pills, other birth control pills that are on the market. What Bayer did was, starting in 2001, launch a multi-million-dollar television advertising campaign. And this TV advertising campaign was targeted directly to very, very young women. It certainly didn't promise them that Yaz and Yasmin would be more effective at preventing pregnancies than other birth control pills, because that would not have been true. What they did was they suggested to these young women that Yaz and Yasmin would keep their skin clear and prevent acne. In addition to that, it would prevent even the mildest symptoms of PMS, fatigue, bloating, irritability. And in doing so, they found the hook that they needed to make Yaz and Yasmin the #1 selling birth control pill in the world. Unfortunately, and this is the sad part of the story, Yaz nor Yasmin had ever been approved by the Food and Drug Administration for the treatment of PMS symptoms. The problem is that despite the fact they sold millions of dollars of Yaz to young teenage girls on the promise that it would keep their skin clear and prevent even the mildest forms of premenopausal symptoms, the Food and Drug Administration had never approved Yaz for keeping skin clear or preventing acne. The Food and Drug Administration had never approved Yaz or Yasmin for the treatment or prevention of or elimination of mild PMS symptoms. What's worse is when Yaz and Yasmin were going through the approval process with the FDA, Bayer had submitted absolutely no study, no clinical trial, and no proof to the Food and Drug Administration in support of its application to suggest or prove that Yaz or Yasmin had any effect whatsoever on mild PMS symptoms, or that Yaz or Yasmin could keep a young girl's skin clear and prevent acne. As a matter of fact, if you carefully read the Yaz label, it says and admits that Yaz was never even studied in conjunction with the prevention or treatment of or elimination of PMS symptoms. You might be surprised to find out that since 2001, the Food and Drug Administration has seriously sanctioned Bayer for false and misleading advertising with respect to its advertising for both Yaz and Yasmin. On 3 separate occasions, the Food and Drug Administration has told Bayer that its television advertisements overstate the benefits of the drug Yaz and Yasmin, understate the risks of the drug, and sell the drug for uses for which it was not approved by the Food and Drug Administration. The third time, in 2009, the Food and Drug Administration required Bayer to run a $20 million retraction campaign. You might have seen those commercials on TV, where they basically take back what they've been saying for all these years. Unfortunately, $20 million is a drop in the bucket for Bayer because they've already hooked millions of young girls on this drug, and they are making over $1 billion a year by selling it. In addition to deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolus, both Yaz and Yasmin have been recently linked to the development of gallbladder disease, requiring emergent surgery and the removal of gallbladders in very, very young women, some even teenagers. In addition to gallbladder disease, Yaz and Yasmin have also been linked to stroke, a very, very serious complication that needs no explanation. At CRC Denny, we believe this is a travesty. Since 2001, Bayer has continuously marketed this product for uses that it was not approved for. They've overstated the benefits of the product. They've understated the risks. They've had their hands slapped by the Food and Drug Administration. They've paid penalties. But by now, and at this point in time, millions of young girls are taking this drug. The label remains the same. It does not warn of an increased risk of pulmonary embolus or deep vein thrombosis. It does not warn of an increased risk of stroke. It doesn't explain to consumers of this product that by taking Yaz and Yasmin, they are exposing themselves to an increased risk over other birth control products of life-threatening complications. If any of these serious complications have happened to you or a loved one and you would like more information, feel free to go to our website, www.crclaw.com, and click on the Yaz or Yasmin specific page.